Once you've warmed up to the reality that developing tech talent is a necessity, the next logical question is, who do you develop? So, when you look around the organization for the next person or people to develop, who are you actually looking for? Please, please, please don't start by checking out everyone's resume, looking at annual reviews or some other documentation that tells you people's experience and the tools that they've used, etc., within your organization. While that's a logical approach and it may help with the initial learning curve, it's really not a predictor of future success when it comes to developing tech talent. Consider this: you may conceivably have a person in your organization without any relevant technical experience, yet they're a perfect fit for developing their tech skills and abilities. Okay, so let's get right to it. Here are three things you should do to determine the candidates for developing tech talent. Number one, observe. This is by far the biggest and most critical thing that you can do when determining who to develop. Think of the expression, actions speak louder than words. So you're going to want to watch people's actions. You're looking for a few key things, which I believe are building blocks to developing tech talent. You're looking for people who interact with their team and other teams and organizations very well. You're looking for people that can see the big picture and zoom out more so than their peers. And then you're looking for people that have a good grasp of the work that they do today and are eager to learn more. Number two, ask or consult others. After you've taken the time to observe the person or people, this is where you go and you ask and consult with others that they interact with and see what they think. This will add depth and breadth to your assessment from what you observed in the first step. You'll ask about how they work with others. You'll ask about their ability to see the big picture from their perspective. And you'll ask about their ability and how well they excel and grasp in their current job. You'll want to consult people such as their direct supervisor, if it's not you, people on other teams or in other organizations that work with that person on a consistent basis, as they may see a side of that person that you didn't observe. Finally, you're going to actually want to talk to the person that you're considering. You're going to want to share with them what you're thinking, what you've observed, the data and information you've gathered and collected from others. Since as a leader, you'll probably see more than what they see in themselves, I believe you'll get a lot better results from your conversation with the person you're considering if you have this data and information with you when you talk to them, especially if they're not 100% on board with where you're trying to go with developing tech talent, or they're not as confident, right? Some of that information will help them to get on board with what everyone is thinking. Number three, test it out. As with anything new or different, it's important to test it out first before going all in. No, you're not going to develop or administer some sort of a test or a quiz. This is more about doing a little before you do a lot to ensure the person is truly a good fit for development. If you have tech professionals in the larger organization that they could team up with, that's normally a good place to start. Have that person sit with them for maybe an hour here or there to understand the tools and technology that your organization uses. It doesn't have to be all day, it could be as your schedule permits. Then check in with each side and see how things are going, because the feedback is the most critical part in determining how to move forward with that person's development. If you're a smaller organization and you don't have anyone technical within your organization, that's fine. You can have the person do really simple, low risk things like research a solution to a relatively simple problem that you're having within your organization. You can have them take a simple tech specific course, or you can even do a demo with one of your vendors where they can learn a little bit about one of the products. Then you're going to want to have them complete a small task or a very simple project. The key here is exposure to tech, where you can evaluate how they do, their comfort level, how long it takes them to get it, how do others feel they did, and more. If they don't do well, talk to them and others about it. See what they and others think about how things went, because the answer may not be, oh, they're not a good fit, but it may be in the approach. And maybe we can tweak some things, do some things different, and they're still a good fit, or they're not a good fit. If they do really well with the tests, it's time to cut them loose and let them blossom. Give them more and more challenging opportunities, give them more training, do things to help them be successful. Have them begin to work with other teams and other organizations, and allow them to solve business issues with the technology and the requisite skills and abilities and experience that they have with their normal job. None of these things we discuss should take a ton of time, but I guarantee you that the time that you put into this development will be well worth its weight in gold. If you still walk away thinking that is just too much, I get it. I would say that developing tech talent is more of an investment. And typically, with any investment, what you put in is proportionate to what you get out of it. So if you don't really want to put a lot into developing tech talent, you probably won't get a ton out. Therefore, if you take the time to observe, consult with others, and test the person to make sure that it's a great fit, you're well on your way to developing tech talent and reaping the value and benefits from their growth and development.